What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the next adventure. I'm Bob. Well, we got the bike all loaded down, and we are off on a motorcycle adventure. So we're going to be headed out for 2 weeks, and the plan is tonight, I plan on making it to Boise, around Boise. That's about 550 miles. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to hop on this thing, get there, and try to find a place to camp. And I have an idea of where to go. We'll see, depending on the time frame. I'm not sure how it's going to work out, but we're just going to play it by ear and see what happens. I managed to come to this spot outside of Boise. We put about 560 miles on today. So I managed to come here, and as you can tell all around me, there is nothing. And come to find out, I thought this was it is a bird refuge, but I thought it wasn't going to be this. So this is actually a military bomb zone and open range and missiles and live artillery shell. There are signs all over here that says don't pick up live artillery shell. And I've seen a bunch of tanks when I came in here. So it's a large training facility essentially, which is, I was not expecting that, and I didn't catch the entrance. I might GoPro on the way out of here because it was interesting. I didn't know if I was able or if it was legal for me even to come in here. I stopped for a while and nobody showed up, and so I just kind of went on my way. I looked online. I didn't see anything about this at all, and nobody showed up yet. So I've been kind of riding around, and I was going to try to make it to there's a river that way, but I wasn't able to get there because, well, I was following this trail here that you can see, and then it just opens up to here, and then the trail disappears, and it turns into this thick, and I'm not going to do that. Originally, I wasn't going to go that far because it's an extra 30 minutes, and right now I've already wasted a ton of time trying to find a decent spot because you see that hill there? There's a hill right behind it. That one's fenced off. Military says you can't go in there for some reason. I don't know, probably radiation, who knows. But the one behind it, I was up on top, and I was like, yeah, this would be perfect. And I was just going to stay there. But I got off, and I was about to crack a beer, and I dropped my sleeping bag on the ground. And then I realized, this ground here, it's all this. Everywhere are these thorns. This whole area is nothing but thorns. So I'm not going to be able to throw a tent up there. I was like, oh no, that's not good. So I went to plan B, was to come here and try to make it to the river, because I'm sure the river's way rockier and it's not just this desert. But this road ran out on me, and I don't think I have to backtrack very far to find a road, but there's so many roads through here. I don't know which one I would have to take to actually get there. And as you can tell, the sun, it's going down. I probably have about 50 minutes left of the sunlight, so I got to get something happening. So I came here, the road ran out, and I found this one little patch here. I hope you can tell that is not as thorny. There's still thorns there. I'm going to try to kick as many as I can away, and I did bring a tarp, but it's a crappy tarp. It's not going to stop thorns, so my poor tent's probably going to get a couple holes. I hope not, but I'll do my best to kick them away. You see, it's not as bad. This is the only tent-sized spot I could find anywhere. All those gopher holes, riding through all this, it's kind of fun. I got the suspension set up right on the bike, and it is doing awesome. I didn't realize Idaho has speed limits on the interstate of 80 miles an hour. Got into Idaho, it said 80. I was like, whoa. So, of course, everybody's doing 95, 100. So I'm just cruising at 95, 100 mile an hour. Bike did fine. I thought that was awesome. Boise is awesome. I'm going to have to come back and explore some of this. But anyhow, I'm running out of daylight, so I'm going to get a beer crack because I'm thirsty. I've been on that bike all day, and I think I deserve a beer. So I'm going to get set up and have a beer and maybe tune in the radio and see if I can pick up any radio or anything. I have no idea if I have service here or not. All right, I will catch you guys later. Set up. The sun is going down. It's still pretty nice out here. It's gonna cool off in a little bit, but I've been working, so I'm okay with it right now. Pretty cool because I got mountains on that side. I've got mountains on this side. It's gonna be a beautiful evening. It's kind of a cool sunset over here. A bunch of pink. It's because it's the desert and you can just see for so far. But I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna relax, the sun's gonna go down, and I'm gonna just cook up a little dinner, and I'm gonna make it super simple tonight, just because I got in late. And well, overall today went as planned, really. I put the 560 miles down on the road. My butt definitely got sore. Kept moving around on the bike. I stopped a couple times at a rest stop and just try to stretch it out, because I wasn't in that big of a hurry, because I knew where I wanted to end up. I was hoping to go a little further than what I originally planned, but 560 miles in a day is a long day on a motorcycle. So we ended up right where I thought, and luckily I was able to get in here, even though it's some sort of military thing. The gate was open. I think I'm allowed to be here anyways. If not, I'm sure they would have let me know by now. But yeah, I'm gonna just sit here and enjoy the evening. There's no wind. It is super calm, just the birds chirping. You know, the mountain lions are sneaking around somewhere. And I'm gonna cook up dinner, and for dinner just gonna keep it simple. Obviously a couple brewskis, but I'm just gonna have an orange and a package of pasta sides Alfredo, fettuccine and creamy Parmesan and romaine cheese flavored sauce. Yeah, I'm gonna cook that up in the jet boil. I didn't bring the BioLite camp stove, and I don't think I've shown anybody the BioLite camp stove yet. I'm pretty glad I didn't, just for the fact of there is nothing really to use. I mean, there's a bunch of sage. You can burn sage in it, but you would have to feed it so much just to boil water. Jet boil is going to do me good. It's going to be simple, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm pretty pooped, so I'm just going to kick back, relax, and I will catch everybody in the morning.
Well, good morning, everyone. And it was a beautiful night. The wind never picked up or anything. I tell you what, it was quiet as can be. It was pretty crazy. I slept really good. I did wake up at one point, thought somebody was going to come down this road. I thought I heard something. Well, I did hear something, but it must have been way off in the distance. I was just paranoid military is going to show up or something. There is like some large artillery or something exploding way off in the distance somewhere. It's kind of interesting. Hopefully I can still make it out here okay. But the plan right now is I got everything packed up. Bike's ready to go. It's a little bit later in the day than I would have liked to get started. Apparently I slept in a little bit. It's probably about 8:30 now. But the plan is to make it all the way into Moab. Actually got to go a little past Moab, I think. But that's the plan today. And I think it's going to be another 550 mile day, if not a little bit more. So I got to get on the road, and I will catch up with everybody once I get back into camp later on this evening.
All right, been riding all day, and this is a pretty cool view here. I stopped at this rest stop. I think I'm about an hour out. So there's a gas station down this road. There's a road over here that is about 22 miles away, and I'm gonna be close to making it there, but that's about the only spot I have to stop to get gas. So fingers crossed. And this truck down here will hit into Moab, and then those mountains right here, that's where I'm headed, those snow-capped mountains. I was gonna go closer, but apparently Grant County still has the river shut down or something. You can't camp there, so gotta go a county over, hit those mountains, and then relax. So I'll check in later once we get there. Okay, we finally made it to Moab, and we came just a little bit south of Moab to get to the national forest. It's basically the Saul Mountains. and we rode just in so we could get to this little campsite. We just found the closest one we could because obviously we've been on the bike for, I don't know, 570 miles, 600 miles today. And we came to this little site here, and I met my buddy Yeti here. He came, he rode the same distance, and yeah, so we're just gonna chill out. Bike did great. You know, we still cruised mostly freeway and highways at, I don't know, 90 miles an hour because Utah and Idaho is awesome. And then he came on a Husqvarna. This is new to him, so this is going to be the first time that he has had this out on the trails and out and about. So he actually just picked us up, like a week ago. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. And like 300 pounds, 500 pounds. I'm going to have a struggle keeping up. But we'll see how it goes. So we're just going to kick back and chill for the evening and just kind of wind down since we've been grinding all day on the road. We're pretty beat. And we will check back in the morning. And tomorrow we're going to go on some pretty good rides. We're going to go back into Moab and talk to them and see if we can go into Canyonlands and maybe set up a base camp so I don't have to carry all this gear. Same with him, because the bike's, I say 500 pounds, it's probably 700 pounds with all the gear on it. And so we're going to try to get a base camp, hopefully in the Canyonlands, and then we're going to go do some good riding. So I'll check back in the morning.
We're finally getting moved this morning. Moving around. Last night was awesome. The stars are so amazing out here. But yeah, gonna get moving. I'm gonna make some coffee real quick. I went for a little stroll this morning around the area to see what I could find. There's really not much around here. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and mix this coffee up and drink the coffee and then pack up camp, and we're gonna go see if we can find a base camp, maybe with some water.
Alright, well, we ended up running back into Moab. Check out this view. I don't know if you can see this, but we're coming up to La Salle's mountains because this is a place can't camp in Grand County, which is unfortunate. So we're gonna run up here. We're going up in elevation. It's cooling off quick, so it's gonna be super nice. And then we're gonna find a base camp. Okay, well, we came up to La Salle Mountain. We went up to the summit. As you can see, there's snow still up here, but it's like 60 degrees. Feels really nice. The plan is about 2 miles down this road, there is a lake, and Yeti already went ahead. I stopped and used the bathroom. There was a outhouse out there, so I used that. He went ahead. I haven't seen him since, so I tried to make it, and the bike decided to take a little bike nap. I was trying to walk it through this instead of, going fast, because I did that already once and fell over. See, and that's the problem. It's ice underneath. So now I'm just going to either wait for Yeti to come back, because eventually he'll realize that I didn't show up, unless he's in the same predicament and waiting for me to show up. So what I'm going to do, I need to flatten my tire down. That's probably one of the reasons, but I'm just going to let the bike sit. I can't move it right now. I could unload it and probably get it out of there, but wait for him to come back, and I might start walking up there and just leave the bike for now, come back for it, but I haven't decided. So hopefully he found a pretty sweet spot. We'll see. That was interesting. So after I got that bike out from over there, Yeti finally came back, lending me a hand. Went down as far as we could to check out a view, and then on the way back there was a tree that we had to go over. Well, I went over it, but I lost control and I shot straight down the side of the hill. The bike went upside down. The bike's right there. Went upside down. Here's a photo. And so I dove off and I abandoned ship, and I thought the bike was going to come tumbling down, so I just kept on going after I finally was able to look behind me and realize the bike stopped, fortunately. So that was crazy. No harm, no foul, no harm done to the bike. Fired it up. There was some fuel that spilled out of the overflow, but fired right up. Spotted a little smoke just because the I think it's got some oil in the cylinders, but it actually runs good. I feel good. No injuries. All good. All good. Welcome back. So today was eventful, tiring for sure. Had the bike loaded down for most of the time. Now we have a base camp, as you can see. We're staying here. We're just going to end up here every evening because I can't ride on the stuff that we were riding on with how much weight was on there. So dropped the bike like 5 times or something like that. But yeah, got it unloaded, got the suspension set for it to be unloaded, and now we're just kicking back. We ran down, we got lucky. We thought we had to go back to where we got water originally, and turns out that water wasn't even that good. It didn't taste that great, but there's a trail that goes right behind us here that goes all the way down. It probably drops a good 300 foot or so. I'd probably say that's pretty close. And it was good snow melt, cold, fresh water. So took a little hobo bath and freshened up, came up, put new clothes on, and now I'm feeling pretty good. Freshened up. We're gonna cook up some dinner. I think I'm gonna do rice and beans this evening. I don't know what the hell he's making, some sort of dried something or other. Oh, yeah, and he has some fish. He actually had a can of fish break open in his bag. So that's a bummer. So now his bag is gonna forever smell like fish. It's too bad. Oh well, it's pretty silly. Well, yeah, we're just gonna kick back and watch this awesome sunset. This is spectacular, and we're gonna eat some grub and just relax for the evening. Probably call it early evening because I'm pooped. Wrestling that bike around was a lot. So, and I'm just gonna use the jet boil to cook up. So it's nothing fancy, otherwise I'd show you, but it's not worth watching. So on that note, we're gonna do that and then head off to bed after the sun goes down, and I'll catch you guys in the morning.